All right, nearing the end of round one. This is the 7-10 matchup, the 7th overall Detroit Red Wings and the 10th overall Nashville Predators. This is the 2009-2010 Alt Stanley Cup playoffs. The Red Wings are up 3 games to 2 in this series, so they could close it out here in game six, where they have a slight, oh so slight, this is a very even match actually. But I guess the Red Wings, one would say, have a slight disadvantage going into this one. Very close as well. So Nashville on the road, should there be a game seven, Nashville on the road as well gets the 165, and Detroit with a 216 there. So not a great advantage there either. This is a very evenly matched series. That's why it's 3 games to 2. And I can only assume that starting in goal will be Jimmy Howard, who played in all 12 Detroit Red Wings playoff games that season, and Pekka Rinne for Nashville as well. I think he was in every Nashville playoff game. The Predators that season, they were led in the regular season by Patrick Hornquist. Martin Erat from pre-Philip Forsberg era, he had a pretty good year for them offensively that year too. Washington definitely saw some potential in him. And beyond that, and of course, I'm going to blank on some names now that I'm on camera and on the spot, but Steve Sullivan, Jason Arnott, Jean-Pierre Dumont, Ryan Suter as well, along with Shea Weber on the blue line. Legwand, if I didn't mention him as well. Jordan Tutu, some character guys. I was surprised actually to relearn that one of my favorite players, Francis Bouillon or Francois Bouillon back in the day, depending on, again, if you're watching, Montreal broadcast. When he played for the Montreal Canadiens, I called him Bam Bam. He was kind of a really good, effective little big man of a defense. He used to get under the bigger guys, and it was pretty hard hitting. So he played for Nashville that season. And Detroit, on the other hand, they had Johan Franz in the Mule. It was a really good playoff for him, even though the Red Wings, this is 2010. They, of course, won it in 2008. They won the Cup in 2008. They went as far as the Cup final in 2009. And then in 2010, just the 12 games that they lasted, so a couple of rounds in that playoffs. But over that time, Johan Franzen, who had missed all but 27 games during the regular season and had 21 points over that time, he exploded with 18 points in 12 playoff games in 2010. Zetterberg had a good playoff, and a couple of veterans too, Todd Bertuzzi and Brian Rafalski, who had kind of subpar, middling, mediocre kind of regular seasons, at least offense, production wise. Both kind of turned it up in the playoffs and were about point per game players over that time. Pavel Datsyuk, of course, I'd be remiss not to mention. Thomas Holmstrom as well. Holmstrom at that time was kind of what Patrick Hornquist would eventually become, at least once he made his way over to Pittsburgh. To be honest, I don't recall Hornquist as well as much in Nashville, but probably a similar player even then too. And anyways, so that's, I guess, just cursory reminiscent of Detroit Nashville in 2010. So here we are with this. And again, this game, if I didn't say so already, and I don't think I did, is Five Dice Hockey by Martha K. I'm going to drop the puck here, put it on start, and I try not to shake and roll these too loud because it is getting late here. But let's see, this going either 6 or 7 games. We're in game 6 right now. We get 2 minutes into the game. We're going to have a 225, which again is out of the range of both teams, so I don't even need to look at the red dot to see which team it is. And 3 more coming off the clock now. 5 minutes into the first period with that green 5. We get nothing in the next few minutes of play either. So 6 minutes. So now we're going to go up to minute 9 here, and I do see that's going to be a 6-1-6 there. So what that is, it's going to be a breakaway goal for the other team. So because the chance would have come up Detroit, it means that Detroit has turned the puck over and back the other way with it for Nashville. We might even say Jordan Tutu perhaps scored a breakaway goal there. And so they're putting Nashville up 1-0. And yeah, nothing else really needs to be said other than that. Nashville taking a 1-goal lead here in a series that they are down by a game. So anyway, we're going to stay in the same minute. We're going to have another with a 6:53 here in Detroit. So again, we're going to roll to see if Nashville can score 2 quick goals, because we don't advance time in this roll, but with that 4:35, we're not going to get it. So and yeah, with it, when it's a white 6, it's an automatic breakaway goal. I'll show them the rules actually, because I'm quite sure that I wasn't supposed to do a follow-up roll there, but I'd rather be 100% sure than 99. Yeah, for the turnover, if it ends in a 6, other than for a rare play. A rare play, a 6-6-6 is a different story, but a 6-1-6, 6-2-6, 6-3-6, 6-4-6, or 6-5-6, the opposing team has created a breakaway and they score, so it's pretty automatic. So anyway, so again, 1-0 for Nashville, and did I drop the dice? Sorry if I dropped them and picked them up and didn't even look at them. I'm going to do it again here. We're going to advance a minute. So 10 minutes into the first period. And look at this. With a 2-1-5, actually. Again, that's going to be a narrow miss there for both clubs. In this case, Detroit. So 2 more coming off the clock now up to minute 12. And with that 6-1-4, again, a turnover. This one, we advance time. And again, all the chances seem to be, the good ones anyway, seem to be going Nashville's way here early on. Good first period for the Predators. So we do advance time in this one. 2 more minutes. The green 5 tells me stop looking and start rolling. We're going to stay in the same minute though, but with that 2:42 again, I guess Detroit there with a bit of a close call. They have pressure on. We're going to stay in the same minute again. Had this in another game where I couldn't roll my way to the end of it out of certain minutes. Anyway, another minute off the clock there. And we're edging close to the end of the first period here. 19 minutes gone by now in the game. And again, with a 6-2-4, we will advance time. And this time it's going to be a chance for Detroit with time advanced. So 1 minute, and look at that. So 1 minute here and into a minute 20. But with that 2:11, Detroit again, had that been Nashville, they would have scored. But that was a Detroit reverse chance there in the turnover. So very narrowly missing getting on the board. Pekka Rinne evidently having a good game thus far. And the Nashville defense, let's see. So 2 minutes into the second period, and just keep going. Another minute here off the clock, so up to minute 3. And with that green 4, I just roll forward. So another minute here in the green 5. I'm going to do the same thing. Another minute. So 5 minutes into the second period now. So kind of a low-scoring playoff affair, really, if you think about it. So yeah, it's nothing in the next 3 minutes. Almost halfway through regulation time. In fact, we're a minute over halfway through. And with that green 5, looks like the blue 5, we just keep on rolling here. Another 4 minutes now. So we're up to 15 minutes here in the second period. And again, the green 3, so very uneventful one thus far. Nashville just playing to survive to get to that game 7 where anything can happen. So another 3 minutes. That's going to take us right into the final minute of the period. But if we look at this now, we got a 1:56, and it's Detroit. So Detroit, actually here in the final minute of period 2, has tied the game at 1, headed into the third period. Okay, next goal is probably very important. So a minute here into the third period. And speaking of the next goal, let's see, we got a 1:33. I like to look at that last just to kind of keep myself in suspense. But that does mean that Nashville, pretty much just as soon as Detroit ties it, Nashville comes out in the third period, restores their lead. So up by a goal here, they got to hang on. Another 19 minutes here, and we could have another game 7. Anyway, 2 more off the clock now. The green 3 says that we roll forward, where we take another minute off the clock. We get a 2:22. Again, that's just not quite close enough for either team. We're going to take 4 off the clock now. This could help Nashville. So yeah, it's nothing doing there for either team, for either side. 2 more minutes coming off the clock now. So we get about 10 to go here in the game in regulation and another turnover. We don't advance time here because the white number is a 3, and that was showing Detroit. So this is going to be a chance here for Nashville, again, to finally take a 2-goal lead. And they narrowly, well, kind of. I mean, 2:51. It's a close miss. Anyway, so we're staying the same minute, though, but nothing really happening in that minute. We're going to take 3 more off the clock now, so we're up to 13-7 to go here in regulation. Predators up by a goal. Can they hold on? Can Pekka Rinne hold down the fort? We have 4 more off the clock now, so we got about 3 to go here. And again, we're just not getting the rolls and getting the goals. So can Rinne steal one here? 19, and we have a 2:56. So again, it's nothing doing. So what I'm going to do now, Detroit's down by 1 for the final roll here. And I'll roll this as well, just to kind of add a little spice to it or whatever. I don't know. I'm going back and forth on that. I mean, the idea being if I roll the 1, maybe I don't advance time. There are multiple chances, but I think for this one here, I will play it according to the rules. And so I'm just going to roll 2 dice here. I'm going to use this for the 10s and this for the 1s. And I'm going to refer to the chart after. Basically, Detroit has to pull Jimmy Howard. They have a minute to go. They're down by a goal. They don't want to risk, having game 7 if they can tie it up and send it into sudden death. Of course, with a 62 to a 65, with a 66 rather only, they would actually score and take the lead and steal and stun in the series and just prevent it from going to a game 7. So let's see what we get here. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. I'm going to have to play the tape back actually to see that roll. So just after introducing it, And again, that's not just one goal. That's actually going to be two goals that Detroit scores. So Nashville, a really solid defensive game. Maybe playing a little too much not to lose. Maybe playing a little too much keep away. And Detroit really made them pay there in the final minute. I can only assume Johan with Jimmy Howard Pull, Johan Franz, and Thomas Holmstrom, Datsik and Zetterberg and the like in full gear, throwing a veteran there like Todd Bertuzzi, put him in the net front along with Holmstrom, maybe throw in a Draper. Maltby even could snipe then, even if he didn't score often. And one way or another, Detroit has, well, they're going to advance to round two. So that's the other thing that I do here, just, because I've done it for several or a few other videos anyway. Detroit's going to win this series here, 4-2. We were that close to having another game seven. I've only had one game seven so far in the opening round. So anyway, there you have it. There's no need for this video to be any longer than it is already. Detroit has defeated Nashville and they've advanced. There's one matchup remaining. It is the 8-9. Don't screw up my numbers. It's the 8-9 matchup between the Pittsburgh Penguins, technically the defending champions, because of course they won the Cup in 09, against the team that would win this Cup not that long after. So that emerging Los Angeles Kings team, Penguins and the Kings. And the Kings, interestingly, at least to me, are up 3-1 in that series. So it is the Penguins facing elimination when I come back with that series. LA is up 3-1 after 4. And Detroit has eliminated Nashville. Detroit becomes the 7th team to advance to the second round. I have to actually go through the teams and start figuring out the matchups for the second round. That might be a video coming up soon for another day. So anyway, anytime, any consideration that you give to anything like this, well, it's never expected. It is always appreciated. And I'm not really good at saying things like this, but it doesn't mean that I mean it any less. I hope that everybody is, because why wouldn't I? I mean, why wouldn't we? I hope that everybody is doing their best to stay safe, happy, and warm, over the holidays and with the coming holidays. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be, intertwined or somehow connected to, the season, the holidays and the occasion. Anyway, so don't know where I was going with that, but I tried to go somewhere with it. Heart was in the right place. Anyways, it's not early here, so bye for now.